So I'm Porscha Jones. I've been doing ketones now. I just finished my 4th month. I'm getting ready to start the 5th. I actually started right before we went on our vacation to Mexico. So that was kind of a good time to start with going on vacation. I'm going to be gone for 2 weeks eating authentic Mexican food and just kind of hanging out and relaxing. So a little bit before starting ketones, I definitely have a lot of hormone imbalance, a lot of different gut issues, the acid reflux, the heartburn. It definitely runs in my family for sure. I never really had the energy. Definitely some of those blues and just the stresses really get to me. I stress about stress, so I'm definitely one of those type of people. But then starting ketones and drinking them, I do them twice a day. I've recently started adding in the Mitoplex, which is the electrolytes. So with drinking the ketones now, I mean, sure, there's still times that I want to just hang out and sit around, and do I get grief about it occasionally? But yes, but I definitely have more energy. I'm more focused. I can kind of get up, and before it was definitely start a task, stop and start a new one, and then go back to the other one. Now, I mean, laundry and things, you have to wait for them, but I can get up and I can do my dishes, do all of my stuff without really kind of taking my breaks in between and just feeling exhausted. And the sleep definitely is something that is better. My stresses, that's my personality. Like I said, I stress on top of stress. So, I mean, there are still some of those. Do I still get a little bit worked up about certain things? Yes. However, it has definitely gone down a lot. I've been able to kind of relax about different things. And just kind of be a little bit more in the moment of different things and not so worked up. I'm that emotional person. So something for me is that my emotions haven't been as crazy. I've been able to maintain those a little bit more. Like I said, not be so worked up about certain things. Noticing, putting on, and feeling good, feeling better about myself, and just trying to continue to gain that confidence in myself. Putting on different outfits and just realizing that I am having the advantage of some fat loss, even without it being super dramatic. It's being consistent. And for me, I've never been that person to really step on the scale or do any of that. I just knowing, looking at myself, I just didn't feel good. But I've been able to definitely feel better about that now, with still being bigger. I've always been. But just like I said with the outfits, Reggie got me a shirt for my birthday last year and got it made. And I put it on last week, I think. I did a little video and and pretty much put and it's one of those shirts that's meant to be a little bit looser, kind of more of that boyfriend style of shirt. But I can definitely put another thigh or another
small human being.
Yes, another small person and part of it. And so it's just nice to see, and that there is the advantage of a little bit of the weight loss. But for me, seeing Reggie using it and Roy and Joy and all the boys and things, but just seeing and hearing from Joy even about just the focus or the mental clarity, that was something that was I need, because I definitely have the ADHD brain, and I'm definitely start one task, move to the next. So I've just been able to focus a little bit more, definitely. My stress is to just kind of be relaxed a little, and the advantage of just seeing myself kind of in a new light of like with my wardrobes and my clothes, and just like overall feeling better.
Yeah. So would you say in a nutshell your overall wellness is better?
Yeah. I used to say before when people would ask me like overall, like how do you feel? Like how is your mental clarity, your mental health, like your physical well-being? And before I always like, oh, it's good. Like I in times was a little bit like, oh yeah, like it's fine, it's good, like there's no issues. I mean, in generally, like it's, even though with being like overweight and things like that, and before I would just like, I thought it was my health overall being good, but now like when I say that I feel good, like I truly mean that I feel good. It's not just like that, don't ask me any more questions, I feel fine kind of a thing. Now it's like I really do feel better. I do feel good. I do feel like my health is good. Like I'm still working to be at better and great, but I can honestly say that when I say like I feel good now, like I'm feeling good.
So if you had to pick two of your favorite things about ketones, what would they be?
I definitely like the like mental focus and clarity. That is really big for me. Especially like at home or in work, just being able to like do my daily tasks, do like focus and not be worrying about what I have in 5 minutes, 20 minutes, and actually like completely give my focus to my work and to my clients. For me, that's super important. And just, I don't know, overall, just how I feel.
Just a good feeling. That's awesome. Tell us about your first 60-hour reboot, because you just did your first 60-hour, right?
I thought it was going to be like this awful thing. Like I said before, I do have a lot of like gut issues. So I thought doing the 60-hour fast, because I mean there can be mornings that I wake up and the acid reflux and the heartburn are horrendous. So I thought doing the 60-hour was gonna be like this. I was gonna have major heartburn, major like issues of like, no, I need to eat. I thought it was gonna be like frequent restrooms visits. It really wasn't. I mean, occasionally I had a little bit of the kind of acid reflux, the heartburn, but just drinking a little bit of my water kind of subsided that, and it wasn't this big ordeal like I thought it was going to be. I kind of worked myself up to think it was going to be worse than it was. It's helped a little bit more with my gut issues. I mean, drinking the ketones in general has really helped that, but doing the 60-hour reboot helped it even more. I am not doing as frequent of restroom visits as I thought, like with it helping.
What about the food challenge, the hunger challenge, like the...
Yeah. So on the hunger portion, I know that I've mentioned to like Melinda, especially, we've really talked about it, that it just really made me think about the instances of like when I'm truly hungry versus when I'm in those moments of my attachment to the foods and my emotional connection of like, oh, I'm bored, or I'm upset, or I'm happy. It really kind of clarified that for me, especially like Monday of the first day of the reboot. I had family over, and so I was helping them do dinner, and Reggie and I were not eating. We were in the middle of our reboot. And we full on, I cooked the bacon, we made like bacon, cheese bread, spaghetti, everything. And it smells so good. It smells so good. I even joked about wanting to use the bacon grease as perfume so that I could smell it just to kind of help me. But I mean, like thinking about it, like I really didn't need to. I went to go taste the noodle just to see if it was done. It wasn't that I needed it. And my cousin's like, whoa, 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 like, remember, you're doing your... I'm like, oh yeah, like, here you go. And it's not that I needed the food then. At 48 hours, I definitely was feeling a little bit more of that hungry, and not just, oh, the food smells good, like normally it would be dinner time. At the 48 hours, I definitely was feeling a little bit more of that, like, I'm truly getting hungry, and I kind of want to eat something, but I can stick it out until the morning. So it wasn't as horrid as I thought it was gonna be. It definitely, that mental
game.
The mental game of the connection and just the overall with like food is.
How helpful was it having the Pruvit community rebooting with you?
It's nice. It's nice having the full community and not just like your family that you're close with, but having the whole network of everybody who is in the midst of drinking ketones or with the Pruvit company, and having them to go to and watching the different videos from the different doctors or the different trainers within the program, and just them even just commenting on a post, like one of your posts of just, how are you feeling, what's the, and going on and reading other people's comments of like, man, I'm really hungry, or this is happening to me, and being able to like just kind of see those different reactions, I guess, that people are having.
Yeah, because it's different for everybody.
And so just to be like, oh, like, I'm really sorry that you're going through this right now. For me, it's this, it's this way. It could be different for me next time, and hopefully your next one is as, like, goes as well as mine.
So if you were speaking to yourself a year ago, think back a year ago to where you were in your life. If you were speaking to yourself a year ago and you had the opportunity to say something to yourself a year ago about ketones, what would you say?
That it's never too late to start. I've always been that, like I said, I've always been that person that has struggled with the physicality, but also the mental struggle of like, it's hard. Or I've talked about like weight loss surgery. I've talked to doctors about like, okay, well, what do I need to do like for my hormones? And it was kind of one of the like, oh, well, we can go to the gym. Like, the gym's not for me. But with ketone, like, starting, all I've had to do was just start and just drink them. Like, I haven't had to change anything and feel better and start to see the physicalities change, to then with having more of that energy to, I mean, I'm not riding it as frequent as Reggie, but like doing the bike and just being up and just being more present. I don't know, I would just
say do it, huh? It's a game changer, huh? So this could be it, right?
Yep.
Thanks, Porscha.
Yeah.